make deals. Base hit to right field. Here comes Richardson. Here's the throw from Markakis. Richardson is safe. Derek Jeter ends his final game with a walk-off single.
5 years ago today, on September 25th, 2014, Derek Jeter had his final at-bat at Yankee Stadium, and he had the walk-off base hit to the opposite field. I still don't know why they chose to play him on the pull side. It was very weird. I remember at the time I thought to myself, is this staged? So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think that final at bat from Jeter was staged, or do you think it was just a storybook ending? What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball recap. We are coming down to the final games of this season. Make sure you guys subscribe. And also, YouTube was super broken yesterday, so if you're watching this video, please leave a like on this just so I know you're there, because it was really weird. I had 0 views for like 7 hours yesterday. So if you're there, leave a like. And without further ado, it's time to start talking baseball. Jack Flaherty of the St. Louis Cardinals is entering legendary status, because if we look at his second half stats, I know he did not win the game yesterday. We'll talk about that in just a second. But Jack Flaherty, since the All-Star break ended, he has a .97 ERA in the second half. I'm looking at my script right here. Can you believe that? He is entering 2016 Jake Arrieta territory. It is just mind-boggling to me now. Unfortunately, though, the St. Louis Cardinals, they could not give him the victory because this game went like 19 innings or something like that. So if you missed it, I'm going to go ahead and keep it simple. There was a walk-off. Let's see who won.
It's a fly ball to left, down the line. It's pretty well hit. Back goes Rojas at the fence. He got it.
That tied it in the bottom of the ninth. Ball game. Good night, everybody. Ildemaro Vargas tied it in the ninth and wins it in the 19th.
The Tampa Bay Rays. I know I'm wearing a red shirt right now. I just like to support a bunch of teams. That's why I wear Rays jerseys and Reds jerseys, Red Sox, everything like that. I just like being a baseball fan, but I'm a diehard Tribe fan in my heart. And the fact that the Tampa Bay Rays keep on winning and keeping us in the 3rd spot for the American League wild card, it is starting to really bother me. I think the Rays have like 4 walk-offs in the past 2 weeks. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand it. The Rays, they have that postseason magic right now, including Mr. Choi yesterday with the walk-off home run. It's just, this sucks.
On Choi. There's a shot back into right field. That's got carry. Gone. A walk-off for Choi.
Rays win! Rays win! Rays win! G-Man Choi wants it off here in the 12th. Rays beat the Yankees 2-1.
So because we just talked about the Rays, I want to go ahead and talk about the 2 other teams that are in the wild card race. We have the A's, who are in the 1st place, so they're ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays by half game, and then the Rays are ahead of the Indians by a half game. We saw that the A's lost yesterday, and then the Indians won, so David Fletcher was really key for the Angels, and then Mr. Jose Ramirez, J-Ram, in his first game back from hand surgery, because if you guys don't know, he did break his hand while swinging a bat, so he has a brand new bat. He has a brand new bat knob as well, so he's not going to be getting injured anytime soon. Knock on wood. He went 2 for 2 with 7 RBIs and 2 home runs in his first 2 plate appearances. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll the Angels game with David Fletcher beating the A's. Now they're a half game ahead of the Rays because of that loss, because the Rays won, and then we have the Indians winning, so now they're a half game back of the Rays. So it's madness. I'll go ahead and throw it up right now, the standings. The American League wild card is going to be something that if we miss a single upload, you guys are going to be really confused. So make sure you guys subscribe, stick around, because there are going to be daily updates that we need to keep track of.
His return tonight.
A swing and a drive to deep right field. Away, back and gone. How about that welcome back?
4-0 Indians.
Swung on, whack to deep left. It's gone. Field line in the 1st inning, and he drives it to deep left. Are you kidding?
Also, one more note about the Indians game that I do want to talk about is Oscar Mercado is slugging .733 in his last 7 games. And oh yeah, Mike Clevenger for the season has a 2.39 ERA. So I know we're going to talk about Garrett Cole in this video, and then there's Justin Verlander, even his buddy Shane Bieber. They're probably the top guys for the Cy Young, but if Mike Clevenger doesn't get hurt with his back, he might be the #1 guy in the Cy Young race aside from Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander. I mean, those guys are unreal. Max Muncy said placata yesterday. He had a grand slam, as well as Jock Peterson hit one of the weirdest home runs that I've ever seen. If this doesn't describe 2019 baseball, the juiced ball year, I don't know what does, because Jock Peterson literally threw his bat down in disgust. He was trying to pull a ball. He barely hit it to the opposite side, and it went out of the field for a home run. So yeah, Max Muncy with the placata grand slam, Jock Peterson with the juice ball home run. It's just, that's 2019 baseball for you.
Swings away at the first pitch. A majestic fly back to right. Peterson lifted deep to left. Back goes Martini. Wow.
At left to bat, I thought, okay, very routine. Not pop-up, but high fly ball.
All right, guys, now 2 games that I want to talk about. I want to put them hand in hand because it's kind of crazy that they did not win the game. We're talking about the Giants, and we're talking about the Braves with Ozzie Albies, because Ozzie Albies, he just set the franchise record for most total hits in a season by a second baseman, but they actually lost the game, and the same goes for the Giants, who had Buster Posey, Madison Bumgarner actually pimped a home run, and Evan Longoria. They all hit home runs, but they lost the game. So the fact that the Giants lost and the Braves lost, even though they had some pretty good moments, it's kind of crazy.
Garrett Hampson.
And this ball.
Jeff Hoffman, bottom of the third, and he swings. It's a high drop. Fourth.
He drives it. And he drives off 2-2. Is Gloria. And that one's hit well to center. It is gone. Absolutely crushed. And Bubba jolts it into deep left center field. And it's off the bottom of the wall. 2 runs are going to score at the same time. And now Bubba to third, and it's going to skip by Donaldson. And there goes Bubba.
Alex Bregman hit his 40th home run yesterday as they were facing the Seattle Mariners, but honestly, I don't think that is the biggest story from yesterday. Garrett Cole struck out his 314th hitter yesterday, so he is joining Nolan Ryan back in 1977. That is the most strikeouts by a pitcher in the AL since then, so it's been over 30-40 years. I don't want to do the math in my head right now. That's too much. Also, make sure you guys subscribe because I might be doing a little giveaway with Alex Bregman, the guy who just hit 40 home runs. Yeah, that might be coming to the channel pretty soon, so that's going to be amazing. I'm still blessed that I'm able to do stuff like that for you guys. But without further ado, Bregman with home run number 40 and Garrett Cole setting records. It's just unreal what these two are doing.
The pitch, and he rifles this one to left field.
Cole. Called third strike. There is a new single season strikeout king in Astros history, and his name is Garrett Cole. Called third strike. Garrett Cole strikes out the side in the.
We have one more walk-off to talk about, but this one wasn't as exciting as the ones prior. The New York Mets, they were pretty much held afloat yesterday by Michael Conforto. He had 2 two-run home runs, so he had 4 RBIs total, and then Brandon Nimmo literally wins the game with his eyeballs because they went on a walk-off walk. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and show the Cubs game because the Cubs were facing the Pirates, and the Pirates plundered the Cubs' dungeons, and now they're on a 7-game losing streak because the Cubs gave up 7 runs in the 7th inning. So a lot of unlucky 7s, and then the Mets win, so they're now both tied 5 games back in the wild card for the National League. God, it kind of sucks to say that. The Cubs are 9-12 in September. I feel so bad.
Conforto drives one out to right center field. Back goes Birdie to the warning track. And he drives this one deep right center toward the wall. It's out of here. Ball 4, and the Mets win the ball game. Brandon Nimmo with the walk-off walk.
4 straight hits. Bases loaded.
2. Swinging a line drive down the right field line. Fair ball and headed toward the corner. Osuna is in.
Hard hit past the second baseman Zobrist, and this will score 2.
Alright guys, so we are getting to the point which I'm sure most of you have clicked on the video because I did not know that Bryce Harper was going up against the Nationals in DC because I've kind of been so busy, I haven't really paid attention. There was a doubleheader yesterday, so it was even better for Nationals fans. They get twice the chance to boo Bryce Harper in one single day. The Nationals did win game number 1 and eliminated the Phillies, but it was kind of a boring game, so we're not going to show that. But in game number 2, there was Bryce Harper getting booed. He also hit a home run off his old buddy Hunter Strickland. They're best of friends. If you don't believe me, watch this.
And the pitch, and he hits Harper. And Harper's going to go out. And now we got a beef.
Really surprised. Watch this right here that gets Strickland.
So we all know that Bryce Harper is not a fan of Hunter Strickland, and I think it's vice versa. I don't think that Strickland likes Harper as well. Maybe they squashed the beef. I have no idea. But unfortunately, though, that Bryce Harper home run, it was not enough. As Trey Turner, he continues to stay hot. I called it. That's been the year of 2019 for me. Every time I say someone's going to get hot, they end up doing it. So if you guys need someone to be called out, whether it's Cody Bellinger or Howie Kendrick or I don't even know, Chris Davis, let me know.
Turner, left field.
It's 3-1. And a high fly ball to deep right field. Well, if there was any animosity, it's a pretty good way to take your frustration out.
1-1 DeFranco. He lofts one out to the left center gap. Victor Robles.
So there you guys saw the Nationals. They were able to clinch a postseason spot. Now, it's not in the division. They clinched a wild card spot. Now, one team I want to talk about that unfortunately is not going to be in the playoffs is the Boston Red Sox. Mookie Betts had a really good 2019 campaign. It wasn't as good as his MVP season, but he had his 28th. Was it his 28th? Let me look at he had his 29th home run yesterday, which was the 238th home run for the Red Sox, which is a franchise record. So many home run records are being beaten this year. Now, Betts did collide into a wall and he was removed for the game. So the question I have for you guys is, do you think that was the final appearance from Mookie Betts in a Red Sox uniform? Because they have so many guys to pay. Their payroll is already sky high. Can they afford Mookie Betts? It's just like Francisco Lindor and the Indians. This might be his last season because Mookie Betts and Francisco Lindor, they might not be able to be afforded by their home team right now, so they could be on the move. And that would honestly be really sad because I like Mookie Betts in a Red Sox uniform. I have to talk about one guy real quick because the O's, they put on a show yesterday, and Trey Mancini, he did not leave the yard even though the Orioles had 4 home runs. Trey Mancini had 5 hits. He pushed his 2019 stat line to a 293 batting average with 172 base hits, 103 runs, 34 home runs, 94 RBIs, and a 901 OPS. So I can't imagine how good Trey Mancini's stat line would be if he was on the Red Sox or the Yankees or any other really good offensive team, because the Orioles, they've pretty much squandered his bat. They're one of the worst teams in baseball. And yesterday, they made him look pretty decent because they won pretty easy because they actually hit home runs. So good for the Orioles. They gave him some protection, but Trey Mancini, he needs to get traded. His bat's being completely wasted. All right, guys, so the final 2 games that I want to show are coming from the Brewers and the Twins. The first one, Ryan Braun is playing like old school Ryan Braun. He has a 911 OPS in the second half, which is really, really good. Anytime that you have a plus 900 OPS, you are considered to me as an elite hitter. So Ryan Braun has been elite in the second half. And also Josh Hader gets his 36 saves, so he's been absolutely dominant. And then next up, kind of a boring game, the Twins, they get a pretty good outing from Jake Odorizzi. So Brewers, I think they've won 17 of their last 19 games, and the Twins are the Twins. So if you missed it, I got you.
A whole lot.
Swinging a drive into center and deep, way back, warning track, get up, get out of here.
First time up, and Grandal turns that one around. That's a base hit. Aquino cannot cut it off. It goes to the wall. Here it comes, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider. The Brewers win again.
Who's here tonight?
And a called third strike. Another strikeout for Odorizzi. Sharply hit up the middle, a base hit. Cave will score. Wade right behind him. Astudillo delivers, and the Twins take a 2-1 lead. Slash down the left field line for a hit. Scoring is Astudillo. Castro behind him.
All right, guys, well, that concludes the games from yesterday. If you're going to any baseball games or football games, concerts, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20 off. But we're not done yet because you saw the intro clip of Derek Jeter and his final at bat. So that was my first intro to the This Day in History. We're going to go ahead and talk about some more events because there was a lot of them that happened on September 25th throughout baseball history. We have Wade Boggs, Griffey Jr., just a bunch of guys. So make sure you guys watch all the way until the end. Take a look at these moments from baseball history that happened today, whether it was 40 years ago, 30 years ago, all that fun stuff. I will see you guys tomorrow for yet another Major League Baseball recap. Do not miss it because the playoff race, it could change today. Catch you guys there. Peace out.
Hard to center field. Oh, Roberto Kelly.
Standing ovation from the fans here at Fenway Park as Wade Boggs gets his 200th hit. He's the first player since 1900 to have 7 straight 200-hit seasons.
Everybody else.
Well hit ball, there it goes! Number 350 for Junior! Upper deck, goodbye, baseball! Junior, the youngest player in Major League history to hit the 350 mark! Holy...
3 in a row. There's a ball, there's a shot to right field, to the wall.
Short center field.
There's another shot. Golfed, hit hard, no way! 4 home runs for Delgado!
Fielder to the opposite field. Did he get it? This one is way back there, and this one is gone! Fielder with number 50! No Milwaukee player has ever done it. 50 home runs in a season for Fielder.